We will get started. Today, our practice is all about finding balance. So, since yoga is a mind-body practice, I mean that in all sense. Certainly, we will be doing balance asanas, balance poses here, finding our physical balance, but we also are constantly in the mode of seeking our life balance, that balance between work and play, family and self, obligations and self. Right now, our balance is between being aware of what's going on, which is smart, but also not bombarding ourselves to the point where we become anxious and depressed. So we're balancing all these things. Today we will take a moment to focus on the breath for just a little bit, center ourselves in our bodies and in our consciousness, and seek that total balance. So, as always, you want to be kind to your body, honor your body, go at your own pace. If you feel the need to take a break, child's pose is always available to you. And I'm going to try to keep it brief. That is a challenge for me, even as a teacher in the classroom. I'm that teacher that has these ongoing activities for days, but I'm going to try to keep it brief. So if you have to leave before I end the practice, just make sure that you take a few moments at the end of your practice in stillness, in quiet, focusing on the breath, enjoying your final relaxation, your shavasana, to help yourself seek the real benefits of this practice today. All right, so I'm going to head back to my mat and go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a standing position. So, of course, you're going to be at the top of your mat facing me. I'm going to turn to the side just so I can see you right now. We're in mountain pose, so our feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to lift those toes up, and I give the same instruction every single time because I just want to make sure that we remind ourselves of what proper balance is. That also helps prevent us from injuring ourselves. Lift those toes up, all 10, spread them out nice and wide. One by one, plant them down into the earth. Let's lift those shoulders up to the ears, roll them back and down. Pelvis is in neutral. Arms are down to the side, fingertips are actively reaching towards the earth. And of course, we are breathing in and out through the nose. Let's give ourselves the permission here to soften our gaze or close our eyes and just focus on the activity of breathing in and out. Now, as you inhale, think of lifting through the spine. As you exhale, think of allowing those shoulders to melt away from the ears. So there's that balance already of lifting and melting, growing bigger and receding. Allow that belly an opportunity to balloon out, filling with air, and then softening as it draws back into the body on the exhale. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Expand that breath so that it goes up beyond the belly, beyond the diaphragm, and you feel it right there in the pit of your heart. Three more deep breaths just like that. And let's flutter our eyelids open. All right, so we're going to inhale the arms up overhead, bringing the palms together above the crown of the head. Exhale the hands to heart center, drawing those thumbs right in front of the heart. Shoulders are drawing away from the ears. Let's hold right there. Okay. This floor. It's an area called the Mula Bandha. And what it does, it gives us our sense of grounding, our sense of stability. It also helps us as we do this balance practice. So as far as the location, I can say Between the rooter and the tutor. There you go. So think of drawing that up, and you should feel that you're feeling a little more stable there. Your legs are a little more engaged. That's what we want to focus on for the entirety of our practice today, engaging through that Mula Bandha. All right, let's get moving and warm up. Let's release those arms down to the side. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, warming up the upper back and the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale and flow it down. Inhale. Exhale to heart center and flow it down. This time we're going to inhale. Leave those arms up there. Fingertips are reaching towards the sky. We do exhale, but we draw those shoulders down the back. And our fingers are spread wide like we're trying to grasp a big, giant ball. All right, we're going to leave the left hand up there. Let the right hand float down to the side. Reach those left fingertips up. Feel that stretch along the entire side body there. Literally from the floor all the way through those fingertips. And release down. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center and release. Inhale. Exhale and release. One more time. Inhale. Hold those hands up there. Grasp that big ball. Let's let the left hand float down. Right hand reaches up, 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 up to the sky. You should feel tremendous activation there through the side body, through the shoulder, through the upper back. And release down. All right, let's inhale. This time we're going to sweep the arms over to the right. Come into a little bend to the knees and the hips. Inhale, sweep the arms to the left. Kind of a half chair, a lazy chair. How about that? Inhale. Now we're starting to do a little spinal rotation, rotating through the spine, the core of the body. Start to notice, where do you feel that? Do you feel it in the back? Do you feel it in the core through the side body? Shoulders, arms. Continue to flow. We inhale on the upswing. We exhale as those arms float down. Hands embrace the outside of the thigh and the bum. Let's do 3 more, each side. And we'll come together with those hands at heart center. All right, let's just take a moment here. Engage to that Mula Bandha. Don't forget about that pelvic floor. And release the hands down to the side. All right, so we're actively reaching for the earth. The shoulders are pressing away from the ears. Let's raise up on the balls of the feet. Lift the hands overhead. Exhale, drop those heels down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Let's flow it with the breath at our own pace. Now, if you're feeling really balanced today, you can challenge yourself by closing your eyes. What that does is it adds another element because we're taking away our proprioceptors that take advantage of sight to orientate ourselves in space. So a little extra challenge. And just like in life, balance is a constantly seeking goal. So if you fall out of any asana today, just get back in. Life lessons from the mat. You fall out of balance, just get back in. Let's do 3 more. And your last one, I want you to hold it up there. Let's see if we can hold it. Draw up through that Mula Bandha. Think of rotating your thighs inward and release. Good job, everybody. All right, so we're going to start with a little sun salutation. So I'm going to turn to the top of my mat. You, of course, are facing me. We're in mountain pose. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down into a forward fold. Let those fingertips embrace the earth. Soften those knees, plant the hands, step back with the right foot, followed by the left. Let's find that plank, guys. Let's bring those wrists right underneath the shoulders. Fingertips are out nice and wide. Rotate the eyes, the elbows forward. We're pressing back through those heels. We're drawing the belly button and the heart up. Now drop those knees and raise the feet. The upper body is still engaged, still drawing up, still actively pressing away from the mat. Now let's lower the thighs down, belly, chest, chin. Let the tops of the feet come to rest on the mat. Pull those shoulders away from the ears and elbows back. Let's lift the chin and the chest and gaze forward. Baby cobra. Think about creating space between your breastbone and your chin here. And release down. Let's curl the toes under. Come up on knees, press back through heels, finding downward facing dog. Those heels are aspiring to the mat. Continue to breathe nice and deep. Now let's walk the dog by pedaling those heels up and down from right to left. Settle the heels. Raise up on the balls of the feet, soften the knees, look towards the front edge of the mat. Let's make our way forward. Tiny steps all the way forward into forward fold. Be sure to mind those knees. Inhale to a full fold. Put the hands on the shins. Pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Flatten out that back. You're gazing at your mat. Exhale to a full fold. Inhale. Let's reverse swan dive all the way up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. And release down. Inhale, up. Let's swan dive forward once again, coming into that forward fold. Plant those hands. Step back with the left foot, followed by the right. Let's find that plank once again. Continue to breathe, guys. Release the knees, thighs, belly, chest, and chin. Tops of the feet embrace the mat. Pull the elbows back. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let's press up into a full cobra this time. Chin, chest, and belly. Creating space between your belly button and your chin here. Gaze forward. And release down. Curl those toes under, up on knees, press back through heels, downward facing dog. Let's pedal those heels once again. This time let's deepen that. More bend to the knees, twist through the side body. Let's settle those heels. Raise up on the balls of the feet, soften the knees, look towards the front edge of the mat. Make our way forward, one step at a time, forward fold. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to full fold. Inhale, up salute. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's hold it right there with those thumbs right in front of the heart. You stay right there. I'm going to turn towards you just for this first one. So, you're in mountain pose. Your hands are in front of your heart. You're drawing up through that pelvic floor, right? All right, so we are going to settle into our left hip and foot, nice and strong. We're going to lift the right foot up off the mat. Raise that right knee forward. Point the toes forward. Now, interlace your fingers and form a cup right there with the palms of your hands. Bring it underneath the knee and pull that thigh into the body. You're strengthening through that standing leg. The toes of the right foot are pointing forward, and you're drawing that knee up close to your chin. I should say towards your chin. It might even be nowhere close. Mine isn't. Draw upon that balance. Draw up through that Mula Bandha. Continue to breathe. Shoulders are still away from the ears. Draw the upper arms in close to the body. And if you fall out, again, you fall out of balance, just get it back. All right. Now, trying to leave that knee up there, let's release the hands. Bring the hands to heart center and let that foot float back down to the earth. Fantastic. Release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's settle into that right hip and foot. Let's do the other side. Now here's where you start to see the imbalance of the human body, of nature. I'm always reminded on this side because what you're able to do on one side, you may not do so easily on the other side. Whether it's nature or nurture, let's interlace those fingers to create that cup. Let's bring our hands right underneath that knee. Draw that leg in close to the body. Point those toes forward. Strengthen that standing leg. Draw the upper arms in close to the body. We're also kind of reaching our heart forward. Shoulders are pressing down. Engage that Mula Bandha. Oh. And bring it back down. Good job, everybody. Release down. All right. Another sun salutation. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Step back with the right foot, followed by the left. Let's find that plank, whether it's high or kneeling. Wrists are on the shoulders. Pressing back through the heels. Belly button and heart is extending up. Let's release the knees, thighs, belly, chest, and chin. Press up to cobra. Exhale, release down. Curl those toes under, press back through the heels. Let's find downward facing dog. Raise up on the balls of the feet, soften the knees, make our way towards the front edge of the mat. Into forward fold. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to full fold. Inhale, absolute. Exhale, swan dive down, stepping back with the left foot, followed by the right. Find that plank. Release the knees, thighs, belly, chest, and chin. Press up to cobra. Make sure those shoulders are pressed away from the ears. Exhale down. Curl those toes. Press back to downward facing dog. Raise up on the balls of the feet, soften the knees, look towards the front edge of that mat. Let's make our way forward. Forward fold. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to full fold. Inhale, absolute. Let's exhale those hands to heart center and hold right there. Focus on the breath here, guys. You may be starting to feel a bit warm. Inhale, nice and deep through the nose. Exhale, nice and deep through the nose. Draw up with that Mula Bandha. Fix your pants. All right, so you stay right there. I'm going to turn towards you once again. We're in mountain, hands at heart center. Anjali Mudra. Let's settle into that left hip and foot once again. Raise that right knee up. Create our cup. Grab a hold underneath that knee. Draw that thigh in close to the body. Point those toes forward. So this time we're going to release the left arm out to the side. Dynamically reaching from the shoulder. Open that left hip out. You may feel a tremendous awareness here in that right hip, thigh, inner thigh. Continue to breathe, guys. Drawing up through that Mula Bandha and strengthening through that standing leg. Bring that knee back forward. Replace that hand. Release the hands. Let that foot flow down. All right, release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, let's settle our strength and our power in that right hip and foot. Draw the left knee up. Point those toes forward. Let's find our space here to grab that knee. Pull it up, up, up. Thigh in close to the body. Strengthen that standing leg. Draw up through the Mula Bandha. Awareness through the pelvic floor. Let's release that right arm out to the side. Open that hip out to the left. Continue to breathe here, guys. Bring that knee forward once again. Release the hands. Allow that foot to flow down. Mountain. All right, let's release. Another transitional sun salutation. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left. Let's find that plank. Melt down, knees, thighs, belly, chest, chin. Allow the tops of feet to embrace the mat. Let's inhale up to cobra. Press those shoulders away from the ears. Create space between the pelvic bones here and the chin. Exhale down, curl those toes under, press back to downward facing dog. Let's raise that right leg high in the air, three-legged dog. Raise over the balls of the left foot, soften the left knee, sweep that right foot forward, right in between those hands. Inhale the arms up overhead. Let's find that high crescent lunge. You may feel awareness here in their left thigh. Sweep the hands down, step forward into forward fold. Let's inhale to half fold. Exhale to full fold. Inhale, up salute. Exhale, swan dive down. Let's step back with that left foot followed by the right. Find that plank. Wrist under shoulders, fingertips out nice and wide. The pads of the fingers are rooted into the earth. We're actively pressing away, drawing the belly button up, the heart up. Release the knees, thighs, belly, chest, and chin. Pull those shoulders away from the ears, elbows back. Let's find that cobra. Exhale down, curl those toes under. Let's find that downward facing dog, pressing back through the heels, raising the bum. Let's raise that left leg high in the air. Three-legged dog. Up on the ball of the right foot, soften the right knee. Step forward. Let's find that high crescent lunge over here. Lift the heart, sweep the arms up overhead. Equal pressure, equal power in these feet as if you're trying to split that mat in half. Allow the hands to float down to the mat and step forward. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to full fold. Inhale, up salute. Exhale, hands to heart center, and let's stay right there. Continue to breathe nice and deep, guys. Mountain pose. All right, you stay right there. Let me turn back to you. Mountain pose, hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Shoulders are pressed away from the ears. Let's once again settle into that left hip and foot. Strength through the Mula Bandha. Raise that right knee up. Let's create our holder here. Grab just underneath that knee, point those toes forward. This time we're going to let the left hand stay embracing that knee and release the right arm back. Let's rotate the heart to the right side of the room. Gaze always follows the heart. So we're looking to the right. We're pulling that shoulder back and open. Continue to breathe nice and deep and intentionally through the nose. And once again, my dog is snoring in her crate. She's breathing nice and deep. All right, let's bring that hand back to that knee. Oh, and release. Woo! Okay, release down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Are you finding your balance yet, guys? Let's settle into that right hip and foot. Raise that left knee up. Create our space here to grab underneath that knee, drawing that thigh up, strengthening through the standing leg. Continuing to breathe. Right hand stays. Left arm reaches up, back, opening the chest to the left side of the room. Gaze and heart is shining left. Let's bring it forward and release down. Hands at heart center. All right, inhale, arms up overhead. Let's open those hands out to cactus arms, pulling the shoulders back, pulling the elbows back. Fingertips are nice and wide, opening up the heart here. Because we did a lot of compressing the heart, pulling the shoulders forward in order to maintain that hold. Let's open up through the chest. Continue to breathe nice and deep. On the exhale, bring the elbows, the forearms, and the palms together. Now let's reach those fingertips up as we inhale high above the crown of the head. You may feel tremendous awareness here through the chest muscles, through the shoulders. Release down to heart center. All right, I'm going to return to the top of my mat. You stay right there. We're in mountain pose with our hands in Anjali Mudra. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands back behind the bum. Bring those hands to the bum, fingertips pointing down, hands in back pockets. We also like to call it pull those elbows back, shoulders away from the ears. Let's extend the belly and the hips forward, heart and gaze skyward. It doesn't have to be a massive back bend here, guys. As a matter of fact, think of creating space between the pubic bone and the chin. Just creating space. And release. Release the arms out to the side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's settle into that left hip once again. Raise the right knee up. Point those toes forward. Find that balance. Now let's sweep that right leg back. Behind us, big step. Turn the toes out 45 degrees. Square the shoulders forward, however. Now if you were to line the heel of your front foot with the heel of your back foot, that's what this should look like. We want to make sure that that front knee is right over the ankle. Our shoulders are squared forward. Now let's inhale those arms up overhead. Pull the shoulders away from the back. Fingertips are reaching up, warrior one. Continue to breathe. If I were looking at you, I should see those bellies rising and falling. From here, let's rotate that foot up onto the ball of that back foot. We're going to push off that back foot, raise that foot up as we reach those fingertips forward. Pull that knee through as we raise our heart, bringing our hands to heart center. And release. Good job, guys. All right, I'm just going to turn the other way so you can see, but you stay right there. Hands at heart center. Inhale the arms straight up above the crown. Take them back behind the bum. Hands in back pockets, pulling those elbows back, shoulders away from the ears. Let's press the belly and the hips forward. Extend them forward as our heart and our gaze goes skyward. Inhale, stand up nice and tall. Release to mountain. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, so we're going to settle into the opposite hip and foot. I believe we're on the right this time. You should know, whichever one. Raise the other knee up, point those toes forward, find that Mula Bandha. Take a big step back. Turn those back toes out 45 degrees, square the shoulders forward. Inhale the arms up overhead, warrior one. Shoulders are pulling down the back, but the fingertips are aspiring to the sky. A moment of stillness here, but we are still breathing. Now let's rotate that back foot. We're up on the ball of that back foot. And we're hinging forward as we lift that back leg. Reaching those fingertips forward. Reaching back with that left leg, dynamically stretching in opposite directions, engaging through that Mula Bandha. Let's sweep that leg forward. Knee up. Hands to heart center. And release. All right, guys, stay right there. We're going to do one more balance pose before we head down to the mat. This one is a famous one. You see it on the cover of Yoga Journal at least 6 times a year. Tree pose. All right. So trees are stable. Trees flex and bend in the wind. So they're balanced, okay? They're balanced with roots. So we want to root down through our feet. Again, pulling those shoulders away from the ears, shoulders back and down. Drawing up through that pelvic floor. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's settle into that left hip and foot. We're going to start with our base, our tree here, really modest. Bring the right toes to the mat. Prop the heel up on the inside of the left shin. Pull the hips open, Also a hip opener here. You may find awareness there in that gluteal muscle and in that hip flexor. This is a tree, and we can stay right here. But if you're feeling so inclined, you can lift that foot up off the floor and plant it to the inside of that shin. Continue to breathe. You can stay right here, or if you're so inclined, you can bring that foot up above the knee, closer to the pelvic floor. Continue to breathe. Wherever your roots are planted, let's extend. I'm laughing at that snoring dog. The arms up overhead, grow our tree. Let's spread our branches. Close our branches. And bring our hands to heart center once again. 3 breaths right here. And release. All right, so we're going to give this left hip and foot a little release. Hands at heart center. Take that left foot back behind. Put your toenails onto the mat. Toenails to the mat. Now pull that leg up in line, that thigh up in line with the other. So from hip to knee, those thighs should be aligned. That's a little foot stretch there. It may feel a little uncomfortable, probably the most uncomfortable thing today because our foot isn't naturally in that position. Generally, we're in a flexion like this, so to turn that instep over is something we should do every now and then. All right, let's release. All right, inhale those arms up overhead. Bring the palms together above the crown. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's try the other side. This is always my problem side, I should say my challenge side. Let's find that tree. Plant those roots, toes to the mat. Heel to the inside of that shin. Hips opened out. Shoulders squared forward. You can stay right here, or you can bring that foot to the inside of that shin. If you choose to, you can bring it up close to the pelvic floor. On this side, I generally stay right here, and it is okay. You decide what kind of tree you're going to be. You're going to be a spruce, a maple, a weeping willow. It's your tree. Let's grow our tree. Spread our branches. Close our branches. And shorten our tree. And release. All right, let's give that other foot some release. Turn the toenails towards the mat. Pull the hips, thigh and knee up in alignment. Continue to breathe. And release. All right, guys, so you're facing me. I want you to release your mountain right knee. Release your arms down. Let's take those feet out. Take them out just to the edge of your mat. Edges of your mat. Okay? Nice wide stance. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's hinge the knees and the hips. Bringing the bum way low into a wide goddess squat here. Bring the elbows to the inside of the thighs. Shining your heart forward. We should feel tremendous opening through the hips here. Our legs have done a lot of work here. We're just giving them another perspective here. All right, let's release those hands. Bring the hands back behind the bum. Tip those fingers. Let your bum come down to the earth. That was another cool way of getting to the floor, right? So, stretch those legs out the length of your mat. Point those toes towards the ceiling. Let's find those sits bones there. Inhale the arms up overhead. Let's give ourselves a nice forward fold here. Let your hands fall where they may. Mat, shins, soles of the feet. We're bringing our heart towards our thighs, stretching the crown of our head forward. It's more of a fold than a bend. And inhale up. All right, let's do one more spinal twist before we head into our final asana. So we are going to bring the right leg in, fold it so that the thigh, the knee, the shin, everything is on the mat. Knee pointing forward. Left leg, bring it over top. Plant that foot to the outside of the right thigh. Knee pointing up. We still want to find those sits bones. Try to keep both sits bones in contact with the mat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, take them out nice and wide. Reach to the opposite sides of the room. Now we're going to take the left thumbs and point them down. Bring that hand to the back. Fingertips pointing up. Right thumb comes overhead. If those fingertips meet, fine. If they don't, also fine. If they do meet, hook them together. The only non-negotiables here is that we are not either curving or curving the spine in any way. So we aren't curving the chest forward. We aren't curving the bum back. We have a nice neutral spine. The right elbow is pointing up. The left elbow is pointing down. We're extending our heart forward without swaying that back. Cow face pose. And let's release. There's a cool way we can turn around. I don't know if I should try it. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Plant those hands over to the right. Okay. We're going to lift our bum and rotate ourselves around. So we're going to see each other's booty for a minute. Lift up, rotate around, come over to the other side. So we're basically just doing that same thing to the other side. And if you weren't able to navigate that turn, just get up and, just do it. I'm sorry I wasn't able to see that. In my classes, that is always amusing for me. And for everyone, actually. So we have the left leg embracing the earth with the knee pointing forward. Right leg, foot is to the outside of that left thigh, knee pointing up. Arms stretch out nice and wide. Let's turn the right thumb down, bring that hand behind the back. Left thumb stays up, bring that hand behind the back. If the fingertips meet, pull them together. Make sure we maintain that neutral spine. One elbow is pointing up, one elbow is pointing down. And of course we are breathing, always breathing. And release. All right. Unpretzel those legs. Take the legs out nice and wide. Toes pointing up. Sits bones in contact with the earth. Shoulders away from the ears. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Let's walk the hands over to the right. Hands to the outside of the right shin. Forehead to knee here. Walk the hands over to the left. Forehead to knee here. Bring those hands forward once again. We're aiming the crown of the head towards the front of the room, where our heart is aspiring to the earth. And let's inhale and come up. All right. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Bound angle pose. Once again, those sits bones are rooted into the earth. We're sitting up nice and tall. Heart is aspiring forward. Now let's take those peace fingers. Index finger, middle finger, and thumb on both hands. And grab a hold of those big toes. Let's extend the right leg out and in. Left leg out and in. Okay? So now, we are going to bring both legs up and out. We're drawing our heart forward. There's strength through the core of the body. And don't act like you've never done this. Balancing on those sits bones. And release. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of our practice. Stretch those legs out the length of the mat. Allow your back to flow down. Oh, that feels so amazing. The entire length of your back, allow it to embrace the mat. Allow those legs to fall out and fall open. Allow your arms to rest to your sides. Palms down or up. You decide whether you need to be grounded or you still like to receive. Soften your gaze or close your eyes and just focus on the breath. I hope you found your balance here with me today. I hope you continue to find that balance in your homes, in your heart, in your lives. When you're ready, let's roll over to our right sides into a fetal position, using our right arm as a pillow. Now using our left hand, let's bring ourselves up, back to where we started, in Sukhasana. I know we started standing today. Let's come into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Shoulders are still falling away from the ears. You should feel all nice and relaxed and juicy right now. I do. As always, I am so grateful that you've chosen to practice with me. It's yoga. We certainly can have a private practice, but practicing together is something really, really special. Leave me a comment about anything else you'd like to see in the class. And until next time, let's inhale our arms up overhead. Bring the palms together above the crown. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste.